we're here to discuss the SAQ and give you tips on it and how to really ace the ACE format.
Yes, we got a lot of Instagram polls on it, so this is the most asked question.
So the SAQ in the Apush exam stands for short answer question. You get 3 of them. They give you 4 prompts and you choose 2 from the last one. So the first and the second prompt are mandatory, and then you get to choose from 3 or 4, basically. It's the second part of your test after you take the multiple choice. The best way to get all of your points for the SAQ questions are to use the ACE format. So Nat, can you explain what the ACE format is?
ACE as in ACE. So A stands for answer, C stands for cite, and E stands for explain.
So we have an example of a question that you could be given. It's based on period 8. Nat, can you read the question?
Briefly explain the impact of one of the following American politics in the 1970s. And then there are 3 options: New Federalism, Southern Strategy, and the Watergate Scandal.
So for the SAQs, you see that it's like you have 3 parts to each question. So it's A, B, and C, and that's all one question. So you have to answer it's various questions to one SAQ. So for that one, a good example of a student who got the points for the SAQ stated, in the 70s, Nixon implemented the Southern Strategy. Previously, Southern states voted Democratic. Nixon went out of his way to include Southern ideology in his Republican campaign. To this day, most Southerners align with the Republican nominee. So you can see that it was effective. She used the ACE format. She answered the question, she cited it, and then she explained it and the impact today. So she.
Do you want to break this down?
Yeah.
So the answer to the prompt was her first sentence in which she said, in the 70s, Nixon implemented the Southern Strategy, where she explicitly says that she was picking to talk about the Southern Strategy. And then her citing was this. How he went out of his way to include the Southern ideology in his Republican campaign. So after that, you have to explain how this pretty much goes with the prompt. And then she said, to this day, it's just aligned, how Nixon doing this is still seen today.
Do the Southerners vote? And then part B to the SAQ question that we chose is briefly explain the impact of one of the following on women: Title IX, Roe v. Wade, or the Equal Rights Amendment. An example of a student who got the points for this question is the Warren Court in 1973 outlawed the prohibition of abortion. This decision, Roe v. Wade, claimed it was an invasion of a woman's privacy to outlaw abortion. This ruling put millions of women legally in control of their body. Sorry if you're reading so terribly. So now you want to explain why she got the full point?
Okay, so she clearly stated that she was going to be talking about abortion being the Roe versus Wade, which she stated. And then she explained that it was an invasion of the woman's privacy to outlaw abortion, and her explanation.
Just airdrop it, I think. So some tips to maximize your points in the SAQ during the test would be to get straight to the point, try not to put fluff.
Yeah, just use 3 sentences max.
Because the ACE format is
3 sentences.
Yeah. When you get to the test, answer what you know first, and whatever you don't know, come back to it so that you get the maximum amount of points that you can with what you do know.
And while you're doing other things, try to think about what you could be writing, what does relate to that prompt, so that you can hopefully find something good to write about.
And in your answers, just make sure to be specific, because you when you cite things, you need actual examples, not just referencing, but for the gay liberation movement, she put the want of equal rights. So that's something that actually happened and what they fought for, instead of saying that they wanted equality, like equality for what. So yeah.